Welcome to another episode of Roll Up a Power. So get your blunts rolled and your drink poured. Alright, so for this one, I'm gonna tell y'all about a girl that I was rocking with real tough, man. Oh my God, this hurt me to my heart. Cause she was gonna be my woman, but she turned out and had caught a disease, man. She caught the herpes. Alright, so let me break this down. This was back in 2010, right? 2010, I had this white and blue Crown Vic on some blue and white 22s. And that was my whip. I was riding around doing my thing. I had the city on smash, you know what I'm saying? I'm in the car clubs. I'm just doing the motherfucking thing, right? So, long story short, with all that, I ended up coming across this girl from my Facebook page named Tissa. And Tissa was digging me, because I was out here doing my thing. Well, she was digging me so hard, she jumped in my inbox one day. She had a little party on Belle Isle, a little family get together with her and her people or whatever. And she wanted me to show up because, like I said, I was that nigga, you know what I'm saying? I don't know why she wanted me to show up, meet her people. I guess, trying to get her flex on, saying she know me or something. I don't know. But she jumped in my inbox, my Facebook inbox, and told me to pull up to Belle Isle, her and her people out there, just pull up. Now, mind you, I never met Tissa, never been around her, none of that. She just hopped in my inbox and told me to show up. So I did, right? All right, I ain't had shit to do anyway, whatever, Belle Isle is a public place where everybody be at. It ain't like it's a club or nothing like that. It's a public island, you know what I'm saying? So I shot to Belle Isle, right? I seen her and her people, Soon as she seen my car coming around a little bend, she flagged me down, So I pulled up. I'm out there kicking it with her and her people, all her girls running up like, damn, he fine as hell and all of this shit. So basically, she knew to invite me because she knew what it was, and half her people already knew who I was and all that. So basically, everybody was giving her cool points for even inviting me. Now, I'm not saying I'm like no celebrity or nothing like that, but I am one of the guys. So it is what it is. Anyway, while I'm out there talking to her and her friends and all that shit, one of her other friends walk up, which was Jules. Girl named Jewel. You know what I'm saying? Jewel was fine as hell. Oh my God. Fine as hell. Well, when she walked up, I'm looking at her, I'm like, damn, girl look familiar as hell. So I'm like, what's your name on Facebook? And she said it, so I went to my phone, I pulled up her Facebook name. Sure enough, me and her was friends. So I showed her, I'm like, we friends. I'm like, I knew you look familiar, you know what I'm saying? So me and her sparked a little conversation off of that. Well, Tissa girls walked off. After this point, when they walked off, you could tell Tissa had some jealousy in her, because I'm talking to her friend Jewel and shit. So Tissa stump off and shit. I don't give a fuck. Me and Jewel, we kicking it. You know what I'm saying? So while me and Jewel kicking it, I'm like, look, fuck this shit. You know what I'm saying? Why don't me and you dip? Like, let's get up out of here. She like, shit, that's cool. I'm cool with that. So we walked to my car. We got in the car and pulled off. While we wanted to pull off, Tissa come running up to the car. Girl, where is you going? You don't even know him. What is you getting in the car with him for? Blah, blah, blah. Just hating like a motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Jewel wasn't hearing that shit. We still pulled off. So we pull off. We did. We riding around. We getting fried. We talking all this shit. Now come to find out, Jewel is a rapper. You know what I'm saying? She good at rapping too. Like, she had a couple of albums and all that shit. Now, she was a Detroit underground rapper, female chick, but she was a rapper. And back in that time, it wasn't that many female rappers, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't no Glorillas and Megan Thee Stallions and all of that. So it was rare that women was rapping back in that time. Well, she was rapping, and I was digging her rapping because, especially back then, I really didn't even like female rap. But I liked her rap, you know what I'm saying? Because she was nice with that shit. And man, me and her, we was locked in, like locked the fuck in. Me and her, we was so intertwined with each other. It's crazy. You know what I'm saying? Now, I don't know, this might mean something to some of y'all, but it don't mean nothing to me. But me and her shared the same zodiac sign and Aries stuff. And honestly, I never got along with another girl of my same sign. Like, I only dated like 2 girls of my same sign, and we didn't get along. But with her, we got along like this. You know what I'm saying? So, long story on all that, we ended up going to the room, right? We went to the room, we did our thing, you know. It was like right before we went to do our thing, Tissa called her. Like, she knew we was about to do something, you know what I'm saying? She called her hating and all of that whole ass shit, right? So, okay, she hating, cool. Jules hang up the phone. Start getting dressed right after. Like, Tissa was hating, man. But anyway, we did our thing. We leave the room the next day. I got pulled over going to drop her off. You know what I'm saying? And my license was bald and all that shit. So I went to jail, right? I went to jail. They took my car, all that shit, you know. After that happened, I got out of jail, you know, not too much later after that. Probably like a couple days later, I got out of jail, right? I get out, get my car back, all that shit. Jules, I don't know where the fuck she went, what happened to her. She like disappeared, you know what I'm saying, after that shit. All right, cool, whatever. I already hit, you know. But the thing was, I was building a nice little bond with her. Like, you know, everything was sweet. But, you know, I wasn't tripping on it. Kept going on by my life. A little further down the line, I get locked up. You know what I'm saying? On my case. Called my case when it did my time, right? All right. Now, let's fast forward the tape. I did my 4 years. I got out, right? After I got out, after my 4 years, Tissa hit me up. Now, it's something about getting fresh. When you get fresh out of prison, it's something about it, man. It's that thing, they call it that glow. That glow is serious. You know what I'm saying? Like, no lie. When I first got out, everywhere I was going, all the women was staring at me. Now, mind you, I don't have no problem with getting women, but it was so much different. You know, that glow is a real life thing. You know what I'm saying? So I had that prison glow, you know. So it was like everybody was on me. You know what I'm saying? Well, Tissa ended up hitting me up. You know what I'm saying? After I got out, she jumped in my inbox, dropped her number, told me to call her. I called her. I'm like, what's the deal? You know, she got a whole new attitude. This is 5 years later. So when I first met her and Jules back in 2010, that's when we first met. Well, this 2015 now, I'm out of prison and, you know, I'm back to it. So this 5 years later, well, I guess Tissa. I guess Tissa's not mad at me no more. So she cool with me and shit. She fuck with me and everything. You know, we cool. So I hit her up. She like, hey, I'm about to come pick you up, drop the address. Woody-woo, we about to hang out. We about to get drunk, all that shit. I'm like, all right, cool, bet. So I dropped the address. She came, pulled up. She pulled up with her girl in the car. You know what I'm saying? Like, I only been out for like 3 days. Like, no lie, I literally just got out. So I walk out to the car and there's 2 girls in the car. I'm like, oh, hell yeah, this what's up, you know? But she wasn't on that. She like, hey, I got my girl with me. You got one of your homeboys. What's up? My homegirl needed a homeboy. Where he at? You know what I'm saying? And her girl was straight. Like, man, I would have took her down for real. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, she asked me that I have a homie for her homegirl. I'm like, hell yeah. I called my mans. My mans I called, the nigga name was Smooth. You know what I'm saying? I called him. I'm like, nigga, where you at? Because this was my road dog when it came to messing with the women. You know, he was my wingman. I was his wingman. Like, me and him, we was back to back with the women. You know what I'm saying? For real. So I called him because I knew he'd be around and I know he'd be witty. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes the homies don't be with the shit. They be on their own thing doing them. I know it's Smooth. he with it. You know what I'm saying? Flat out. Even if he in the middle of doing something, he'd stop and come join in with me, because that's just how we was when we did our thing. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, I hit Smooth up. I'm like, yeah, I got to play for you. Woo, woo. He like, bet, where you at? I'm like, shit, I'm getting in the car with them right now. You know what I'm saying? I'm about to pull up, you know? He like, bet. So we pulled up on him. He jumped in the car. He jumped in the back seat with girl, right? Man, as soon as he got in the car, girl like, oh my God, he is so fine. And woo, woo. I was like, yeah, we got him. We got him. Excuse me. I'm like, yeah, we got him. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm like, man, I called the right nigga. You know what I'm saying? Because he was her type all the way to the T. So after he got in the car, she stopped whining and bitching, because she was bitching and whining. She wanted a nigga to deal with, and she was jealous because, you know, Tissa got a nigga and talking about me and all of this shit. Like, she was bitching the whole time. You know what I'm saying? But when my dog got in the car, whew, all that was out the window. Like, her and him was talking the whole time. Like, you know, she stopped all that whining and shit. So it was perfect. You know what I'm saying? We ride off. We getting drunk. We doing our thing. You know what I'm saying? Now, when we ride off, Tissa wanted to stop at the Myers in the hood and shit. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what the fuck it was about, but we stopped at the Myers. So all four of us walking around in the Myers while Tissa getting what she get. Well, while we walking around, why Tissa called Jewel, her friend, the one that I was talking to, the rapper chick that I mentioned earlier. She called her, trying to flex on her. Because mind you, like I said, this 5 years later now from the first time we met. You know what I'm saying? Just 5 years later. So Tissa trying to flex on Jewel, like, yeah, I got a dog with me right now. Woo, woo. Jewel, like, straight up, she like, let me speak to him. So I didn't know that Tissa was on the phone with her. I just seen Tissa handing me the phone. I'm like, who the fuck is this? She like, see who it is. So I'm like, yeah, what's up? You know who it is? Woo, woo. And she got to talking. I'm like, oh, shit, Jewel, like, damn, what's the deal? I ain't seen you in years. You know what I'm saying? How you been? Blah, 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 blah. So she like, yeah, everything been good. Wooty woo. I'm like, shit, here, take my number, you know? So she taking my number. I'm telling her my number, you know. Then she takes my phone. Like, boom, that's me. I'm like, all right, babe, you know. In the middle of that, Tissa, I could see it in Tissa's face. She getting heated. Like, I guess she was just expecting me to jump on the phone and say what up, you know. Then she was gonna take back the phone and, you know, flex on her like, yeah, I got your nigga. Woo woo. I guess that was her plan, but it backfired on her. You know what I'm saying? So me and Jewel, we swapped numbers. Boom, gave Tissa back the phone. Tissa had an attitude the whole time after this. You know what I'm saying? After we leave there, we get drunk some more. By this time, we fucked up. So we ended up going back to Tissa's house. I smashed Tissa. My man smashed the other girl. You know what I'm saying? We spent the night because we were so fucking drunk. You know? Next morning, they dropped us off. All right, cool. They drop us off. We going on about our business. Well, me and Jewel got to talking. You know what I'm saying? Not too long after that, I ended up getting a car. I got a car like 2 weeks later. You know what I'm saying? So me and Jewel talking every day. And Tissa noticed. So Tissa distancing herself from me. You know, I don't know if her whole goal was to hit me and quit me or, you know, start something with me, whatever it was. But whatever it was, it didn't work. You know, only thing that did work was she got hit. You feel me? So after that, Tissa laid back on me, and I was just talking to Jewel. Well, when I got my car, I went to go see Jewel. You know, I'm telling her, I'm like, shit, I'm about to get this car. I'm about to come see you, woo-de-woo, because I stayed on one side of town. She stayed on the opposite side of town, and she didn't have a car. She didn't like driving. Driving wasn't her thing. You know what I'm saying? So basically, I had to come to her. Well, I got a car, told her, boom, I'm on the way. She dropped the low, went over there. I went to meet her. Mind you, this 5 years later. I'm seeing her for the first time in 5 years. man, she done picked up some weight and everything, but she looking healthy, you know, because back then she was real slim and petite. So 5 years later, she a little chunky, but she ain't fat or none of that. She was just a little chunky. She wasn't as slim as she was, you know. I still was digging her, you know what I'm saying? And that type of attraction I had with her back then, it came back instantly, you know, when we met back up 5 years later, you know. And it wasn't even on no sexual shit and all of that. It was just I just had that attraction for her again, you know. So we kicking it, and you know, we doing our thing. We talking, we catching up on shit, you know, we hugging on each other, like, damn, I ain't seen you in so long and all of that. I'm like, bet, you know, I got my girl back. Shit, we about to get together, you know what I'm saying? We about to be there. So me and her, we sitting down talking. I'm telling her, I'm like, look, you know, I'm like, I ain't even gonna play with you. I'm like, why don't we just go ahead and be together? You know, I was so attracted to this woman, it was crazy that I ain't never came on strong to a woman like that. Like, it take time for me to initiate a relationship with a woman. But with her, it was instant. You know what I'm saying? Like, even back in the day, you know, when me and her messed around, I probably literally been around her a few times. You know what I'm saying? And our attraction rate was so high, you know. So now it is 5 years later and we linked back up and boom, that attraction came right back. I'm like, this my woman, you know. So I hit her with the one, like, hey, we might as well be together. You know what I'm saying? Shit, nobody. You know what I'm saying? So she like set up in her chair, and when she did that, I knew something wasn't right. So she got to telling me, she like, look, she like, I really do like you. I really do want to be with you. But she like, it's something I got to tell you before we take that next step. She like, matter of fact, you might not even want to take that next step after I tell you this. So now I'm sitting up. Hold on, what the fuck is you talking about? You know? She like, look, I'm going to just be real with you. She like, while you was gone, I ended up meeting this stripper. She got with a stripper nigga. You know what I'm saying? She said the stripper nigga, you know, had her in the trance. Basically had her dick whipped type shit. You know what I'm saying? Come to find out, this nigga had herpes. He gave it to her. And, you know, instead of her, you know, getting checked out and, you know, treating herself and getting away from this guy and things like that, she was under his spell, you know. So she just stayed with him and, you know, she was just rocking it out with the nigga. And come to find out, she knew the nigga had herpes before they even fucked. But she was just so hypnotized by this guy, I guess, you know. And I guess she was thinking that she wasn't going to get it because supposedly he told her it was undetected and all of this shit. And, you know, basically she respected him and took him on because he told her. And he told her that it was undetected and all of that. And she was already feeling him anyway. So she just went along with the shit. And she played it as they was wearing condoms, but one day the condom broke and boom. You know, she ended up catching that shit from him. Which I don't believe that shit, but that was her story, you know. So, all right, whatever. So she like, yeah, I got herpes, you know. She like, I don't know how you feel about that, but I'm just letting you know that I did catch that shit. I'm like, oh my God, I ain't gonna lie, my heart dropped in my stomach, you know what I'm saying? But to be honest, everything happened for a reason, man. I'm glad that it did happen because I didn't want to tie myself down to that woman anyway, you know. I was really digging her and everything, but I didn't want to be long term with her. And if I would have got serious with her, it probably would have went that way. Who knows what the fuck would have happened, you know what I'm saying? But it didn't, because I'm not dating somebody with a disease, you know. Even if you is up front, you tell me the seriousness and everything, that's cool, I respect it, but I ain't going for it, you know. I don't got no diseases, so I'm not about to accept somebody with one, you know. She's still the homie, you know, we cool. I ain't talked to her in years or none of that, but she definitely got that shit, you know. So I had to bag off. This is the story of a true love that I had, but we was just out of reach. She had something that she couldn't come back from, and I couldn't do nothing with it. It's been another episode of Roll Up a Power Up. So get your blunts rolled and your drink poured.